I think that I may be the voice of my generation, or at least a voice of a generation.
There she is, Lena Dunham, in her Golden Globe winning role as Hannah on HBO's hit Girls. But does her provocative comedy give real girls a bad rap? I'm Hyla in Hollywood for the Daily Buzz on Celebuzz.com, and let's welcome Celebuzz staff editor Cory Lopez from New York City. Cory, you live in New York City. You're a girl. It seems like you could plug right into the show. You're in a relationship. You're living it. When you watch this show, do you think it represents this generation, or maybe does girls give real girls a bad rap?
You know, I think that it doesn't really represent this generation. I think it shows one archetype of New York City young women. I don't think it's necessarily, it's heralded as this totem of our generation, but, they're all so self-obsessed and they all have bad sex lives and dead-end relationships, and none of them are that career-driven. And I mean, there's no mention, they occasionally will mention a political issue or social issue, but no one's really focused on that. It's all, about their petty little lifestyles. Okay,
so you don't think the show necessarily represents real women in relationships and in New York City. I know that our producer would probably disagree with you. Ashley, she loves the show. She always obsesses about it, says it's a modern-day Sex and the City. Lena Dunham was just on with Kelly and Michael, and she was saying how if you're not watching it, you're missing something great, despite the fact that you feel it doesn't represent what's really happening in today's dating culture with young women. Do you feel people should be watching it?
I mean, when it first came out, they said that it kind of filled this hole, that Gossip Girl kind of covered, young teens getting drunk in Upper East Side, New York City. And then Sex and the City was women in their 30s who had figured out their, careers and were trying to figure out family life. Well, I understand that. I understand that it fits in that hole, and it kind of tries to describe young women in their 20s who are trying to make their way in the world, figure out finances, figure out a job, figure out dating. I just think that all the characters are far too similar for my taste. I think that I can't relate to a single one of them, and I should be able to, considering I am a mid-20s living in New York City.
Okay, so do you think that all the sex in the show is realistic? Are women having sex the same way and in the same quantity as they are here in Girls?
I think it focuses a lot on sex. There's an awful lot of nudity. That was obviously something that was seen in Sex and the City as well. I can't say for the masses whether or not that is completely accurate. I don't think it's...
Cory, you have girlfriends. Do you guys talk about sex? Are you guys having as much sex as they are on this show?
I think it's slightly overstated how much of an issue it is. But then again, it depends who you're talking to. Like, to be perfectly honest, most of my best friends are guys, so the conversations vary.
Well, then of course they're all talking about sex. That goes without saying. Cory Lopez from New York City, thank you so much for joining us. You can catch Girls on HBO, and we'll be talking about this and Lena Dunham for a long time. So make sure you just stay clicked on Celebuzz.com.